Okay, this is a special series of videos that can get you ready for the American film market, the AFM. So what we're talking about today is negotiating tactics to raise the budget of your movie. That's not a smart thing to raise the budget of your movie all the time, because it's harder to raise the money and then it's creating almost a bigger hill for you to get the money back from that movie. But there are three scenarios that I'm going to say right now that are negotiation tactics to raise the budget because they make sense in the long run and they make sense for sales of your film. Number one is cast. Cast could be that deciding factor that leads to more sales internationally and domestically. If the person is hot, they have a show on Netflix, Hulu, or something like that, or they're a name that you don't have to explain. You just say so-and-so's in the movie and everybody knows who that is without having to look them up or you having to explain which show they were on or anything like that. That leads to sales, and not in every instance, but in many instances. So when you're looking at the budget of the movie and you say, well, if we spend an extra $20,000, $30,000, we can get this person, and we have to bump up the amount that we have allotted for that role in the cast, then you start to try to make sense, and you start to go, well, maybe it is worth it. Maybe it is worth it to bump up the budget of the movie because of that cast member that's going to lead to sales. Number two is scope. And what I mean by this is the scope of the movie can be bigger and that can look better on screen. If you have a film that takes place in, say, 2-3 locations, and then you want to expand that and you say, no, well, we're doing like 10 locations now and we're moving it around and we're giving it much more of a feel. Even on a film that's like a backyard blockbuster, micro budget $50,000 movie, adding those locations and those different types of scenes and scenery in the background and spots that you're going to have production, that makes the film, gives it a bigger scope. It looks like it's a bigger movie. If you have a wedding sequence and you have 10 people in the entire church and then you have 10 people in the reception, it feels much smaller than if you have 50 people at the church and 100 people in the reception. You see, so that could be an instance where you go to your financiers or whoever you are putting the project together with and you say, if we have this more money, we can make these scenes look bigger. We can make the movie look bigger overall, which leads to number three, which is production value. Production value is something that when you spend money on it in the right places, it pays off, because it makes the film look bigger. Again, let's talk about that wedding sequence. If you just have some type of industrial cafeteria that you rented it out and you're making this look like a reception or a church or something like that, versus you have the budget to rent out an actual church for the day and get that beautiful production value, that beautiful feel. And it's like you approach the investor and you say, well, if I just had X amount, a little bit more dollars, we can actually get this church and we can get, again, going back to scope, we get a bunch more people in there, we get more extras in there, and now it looks like a real wedding. The movie looks bigger. So think of all those things, you put them together, your cast, your scope, and your production value all together. Those are things that you could spend money on that will make the film look like a bigger movie. And when it looks like a bigger movie to everybody else, then it looks like a bigger movie to the buyers.